Hello and welcome back to Warsword Conquest, and we're once again in battles with the Kislev. Yes, I do not appreciate it, as you might expect. I am not a big fan of them at all, because they do have those wonderful, wonderful ice witches. And let me actually just see, do they have one? I'm pretty sure this guy has one, because there's 200 people in his army. So I'm pretty sure he's got one, but I have no idea where they might be. I don't know. I can't see one right now, so I'm kind of just wandering around randomly here for the moment, but I guess the best thing for me to do is actually just to eliminate any single person that I come across. That's probably going to be the most effective means of winning this, even though, to be fair, if he does have a spellcaster of any kind, it's more than likely going to be very damaging if we allow them to live. So it's, yeah, it's pretty important actually. Pretty important for us to eliminate those guys. Now, it's actually quite funny because Kislev, as I said before, well, I don't know whether I said this specific thing beforehand, but basically Kislev has this really strange dichotomy. I mean, maybe it's not so much of a dichotomy, but it's more like synergy, I guess, or it's kind of like, well, how are they so strong in almost every single respect? Because, yeah, sure, okay, fine. They don't have, as far as I'm aware at least, they don't have particularly good infantry, I don't think. I don't think their infantry is that powerful, but their cavalry is really good. Their archers, or what you could be considered archers, their gunners, their ranged troops are damaging. They're pretty good at that, and obviously because they are a human faction, not worshipping corn or anything like that, they're gonna, you know, they're gonna be using magic, and of course, that's where their main power comes in. But you gotta then think about these guys right here. Let me actually just see. Wait a minute. Where do I actually see these guys? There we go. So yeah, he did actually have an Ice Maiden, as you can see. But look at these. Okay. Kreml Guards. As far as I'm aware, Kreml Guards are the infantry. I think they're actually pretty good. I think so, at least. And then you got these guys, the Griffin Legionnaires. Those are the cavalry, I think. You know, don't quote me on that, right? Don't quote me on that. And otherwise, apart from that, you've got some really solid units. For the most part, the Streltsy guys, those guys right here, they are very powerful in regards to their ranged attacks. And generally, I never ever want to see them again. After I have eliminated Kislev once and for all, yeah, by the way, I've been actually off screen for quite some time because I have actually just been spamming sieges, right? I've literally just been spamming sieges as fast as I possibly can. And, well, my troops have obviously leveled up quite a lot from this, thankfully, because we've also been hunting down numerous vassals in the process. So you can see here we have a huge amount of warriors of Khorne now, because I finally was able to trade my Chaos Zealots. You remember how I had so many Chaos Zealots in my party at the time? I think I had, what was it? I think I had 60-something, and then, funnily enough, I found another 20-something, you know, in a party or in one of the castles, or can't remember now, but basically I found basically a total of 80 or 90 Chaos Zealots, and then I was able to trade those for some kind of low to mid-tier units, nothing too amazing. Anyway, I've actually been attempting to pinpoint Kislev itself. I've been wanting to take this for so long that it would be very nice if we could actually do this. Okay, so the Tsar is in here himself. Okay, that is not exactly great. There are only... okay, we might have some issues. There are 5 spellcasters. Yes, 5 spellcasters. That might be a little bit problematic, but that's the thing. My strategy has not really changed super dramatically. We still have Galthak, of course. He hasn't actually leveled up very much at all, which I'm actually kind of surprised about. Oh yeah, I did actually find 2 additional companions. You remember Luster? You remember Luster from earlier on in the series? Yeah, he was in a tavern, and I thought, okay, I'm just going to recruit him. And I recruited him. He already had 15 in charisma, by the way. So it was pretty simple to actually get him some leadership in that. And actually, wait a minute. Did he have leadership already? I don't even know whether he had leadership already, but he had 15 in charisma, which is pretty crazy for him to start off with. So anyway, I found him, and then we also had a beast man. And there was a beast man in the same tavern as Luster, so I got him, and I got him as well and made him a vassal. And I basically just gave them, I gave them both castles, and that's pretty much it. So I would say that's not too bad. Unfortunately for me, I am now going to have to fight these guys. Look at how much damage this guy just took. Oh, that is literally a vassal. Okay, that makes sense, I suppose. But yeah, we're going to have to very quickly and efficiently, ruthlessly murder the spellcasters here. If I am unable to, they will summon insane amounts of bears. Yes, frost bears. They will summon so many bears that we won't even know what to do. And oh no, are you serious? Do I have to literally? Okay, fine. There's no invisible wall. Oh, I am so happy right now. I am so happy that there's no invisible wall here. This is amazing. I love it. Anything where there isn't an invisible wall, I am infinitely pleased. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, this bear is obviously trying to protect the ice witch here. I'm just going to try and murder her as best as I can. There we go. She is dead. Yep, there we go. Dead. Nice. And now, are there any others around here? I'm just kind of taking a moment just to see. I'm going to have to be in first person here for a real quick second because I kind of need to see where I'm actually swiping, because otherwise I'm never going to be able to see it. And, okay, wait a minute. This is a bit problematic, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so my guys are actually charging in now. I don't want them to do that, but I did go into frenzy, so that makes sense. Okay, if I can just eliminate these guys, then I'll be very pleased. Come on, get him. There we go, and he's dead too. Okay, that's wonderful. So now we can go back into third person. What's actually going on here? Why can't I walk down the stairs? Do you see that? I can't walk down the stairs here for some reason. I guess I'll just... Oh. Am I stuck up here now? I feel like I'm stuck up here. What is, I'm actually stuck. I think I'm actually stuck. Look, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about this. I am very surprised, and I was saying I really appreciated there being no invisible walls, and now there's an invisible wall here, of all things, which is very strange. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Can I jump out? Oh, now I'm stuck in a completely different fashion. This is... Well, that is pretty funny, I gotta say. That is pretty funny, however, a little bit inconvenient. Yes, I can't even retreat. I literally... Are you serious right now? I need someone to hit me. I need them to hit me so that I can get out of this. Alright, so we're going back in. Unfortunately, we have to reset. Yes, we have to reset a little bit here. I did manage to kind of get myself a little bit freer by getting hit over there, but it didn't actually get me unstuck completely. It just made me slide down in the environment, and basically what that meant was I was far enough away for me to be able to retreat. So that's what I did. I literally just retreated from that moment, and yeah, now I'm here again, and I will hopefully be able to eliminate the Ice Witch once more. And this is another one of those times where it's like, well, what is actually priority in this case? You know, this situation is obviously a little bit... oh yeah, because I actually don't want to go up there again. What if I go up there and I get stuck again? That's going to be really bad, isn't it? The question is, where are... Where is the Frost Maiden? Because it's not up here, as you can see. She's not here, so I don't know where the Frost Maiden is this time. Oh dear. Okay, that's going to be a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yeah, she's not here. And I really wish I could open this up, actually. You know, that would be so useful right now, but unfortunately that's not the case. So, you know what? I'm just going to go over and just help our forces to get onto the battlements, and hopefully they'll be the ones that will help us out. She's on the other side. Of course she is. Oh well, never mind. Okay, fine. I will just murder everyone from here, or not, as the case may be, or I'll just fall off like an absolute imbecile. I don't know. Either one of those things. Either one of those things. And then, hopefully, we will be able to achieve victory. And, oh yeah, actually, there's something I wanted to mention as well. In my off-screen time, I decided that, hey, you know what? I think it would be kind of fun to try out a little bit of the persuasion mechanics. I don't think it's going to work, but I'm going to test it, okay? We're going to test it together, because I've not tried this yet, but we're going to test it on some Chaos Vassals, and we're going to see whether maybe we can convince some of them to join us. The ones that have 100 relation, that is. And that's the point. We are going to have a huge problem with it anyway, because I believe that, as I say, there are thresholds for the persuasion skill. So, for example, to recruit a really low-level vassal, you need at least 4 persuasion. So that's what I have. I have 4 persuasion now. This is me respecking, right? This is literally me respecking. I took points from elsewhere and put points into persuasion. In other words, I took points from trade skill. Yes, I took points from trade skill and I put them into persuasion, and I felt like that was kind of like a fair trade, considering we're not really using trade skill anymore, and it would be kind of fun to try out the persuasion mechanic, and if it doesn't work, well, then not much has been lost, and, well, we're not going to be gaining a huge advantage or anything like that, you know, because let's face it, I'm already extremely powerful, and I don't need to, you know, respec to gain more power or anything like that. It's literally just a case of us trying out the persuasion system and having some fun with that, and that's it. So I don't even think it will work, to be honest, because I think most of the vassals that actually have 100 relation with us are mid to high tier vassals. I don't think any of the ones that are lower levels are going to be interested anyway, because they probably don't even like us that much. But yeah, because here's the thing. I'm probably unlikely to gain any of the points, right? I'm very unlikely to gain the points necessary to get a significant enough of a number in persuasion, because obviously if you take a look here, we're level 38 now, actually. I thought I was level 37, actually, but anyway, there we go. Yeah, we're level 38, and you can see here very clearly we've got, you know, 4 in persuasion now, and technically I could go for some more prisoner management if we wanted to, you know, have more of an opportunity to capture people, and or just generally having more opportunities to capture more people, you know, numerically. However, I don't know. I don't think that's particularly important at the moment. Generally, just, you know, anyway, the point is, having persuasion is hopefully going to be quite fun. But just think about this. I had 0 persuasion before, and I leveled up in the previous episode from 37 to 38, and I had the potential to get 2 skill points, so I could have put 2 points in persuasion. And you see, I'm actually not that far away from getting level 39, but that is still yet more, just 2 skill points if I put another 2 skill points in intelligence, and it's going to take me a lot longer to get to 40 after that. Usually the cap for me, at least, tends to, at least for characters that I create in Warband, usually the cap starts to really crush in terms of experience gain around level 40. I think my highest level character in Warband has been 41, I think? 41, 42, I actually don't know, somewhere around there, because usually by that time I have either conquered the entire map, or I've just gone, hey, you know what, we're way too powerful, we can kill basically anything, we don't have any challenge any further, so that's it, you know, that's the end of it. There are some, obviously, exceptions to that. Sometimes you're going to have a mod that enables you to do the things like we're doing here, where you do have a significant amount more chances to get massive experience, and, well, you can clearly see that that's happening. We are literally just murdering every single thing in our sight right here. But what I'm saying is we have the ability to gain experience at a vastly increased speed in comparison to a sort of like regular character, because obviously Herald of Khorne, you know, if you use I mean, let's just say that you know, you're any other kind of character as well. You don't have to be a Herald of Khorne to be able to get this amount of kills. You can actually be a spellcaster. You could be a bowman with the dragon bow. You know, imagine the dragon bow, literally dragon bow with 3 quivers. I mean, literally, that's going to do so much damage. You're going to be able to get, what, probably 100 kills per fight or something like that? Probably, I don't know. I have never played an archer with the dragon bow, so I wouldn't know. But it sounds pretty viable to me. I think it actually sounds extremely fun as well. Because, let's face it, you know, multiplying any hit by 6, I mean, can you imagine? Multiplying any hit by 6 when you have, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 in power draw, maybe even more than that? Can you imagine how much damage that would be? That's crazy. So you're more than likely going to be able to do some fantastic things with that. Because right now, I don't even know how many people I've actually killed right here. I'm going to assume that I'm going to have killed around 200 or so. That's usually the average of what I'm capable of if the enemy doesn't have a significant amount of troops attacking or defending. So usually around 200 is where we go from there. Mostly because I don't actually let my forces do that much killing, because I literally I can't, you know, because we're most likely outnumbered almost all the time, and if we're outnumbered, I want to try to prevent my forces from suffering too many casualties. Because here's the thing, obviously the Tsar himself is actually in here, as far as I'm aware, and because we had to retreat, he did, I would assume, regenerate some of his forces, which definitely makes a huge difference to his overall defensiveness in this particular garrison. So I'm not a big fan of that, but yeah. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that because of the leveling speed dramatically slowing once you get to around 40, which is where we are getting to right now, it's highly, highly unlikely that we would be able to even get persuasion to any significant level. So generally, that's the reason why I said there are no useful skills in the previous episode, because yeah, sure, you know, I can get Constitution, because for me personally, I feel like Constitution is pretty useful because it does increase your you know, your HP region on the world map, and I personally think for someone that wants to always be included in the battle, I always want to be combat ready with this character, because if I'm not, that removes a significant power from the field, and that's going to make things extremely, extremely difficult. Whereas, you know, getting 2 points in persuasion initially, and then potentially never having enough persuasion to be able to get the forces that you want, well, that's a waste of points then, isn't it? That's a waste of points. And I'd much rather have something like this where I, you know, get a point in Constitution or something else. I could even go for some more pathfinding, but we know that Galthak is on the way to do that himself. So anyway, that's the reason why I said that. No, not because, you know, not because persuasion isn't useful. I have no idea whether it is, and that's the reason why I thought, okay, let's respec and actually see whether we can make something cool happen. I would love to have that happen. Anyway, we lost 54 troops, even so, even with going in there and actually tanking a huge amount. Pretty crazy. Okay, so yeah, now we do have the opportunity to obviously capture huge amounts or rescue huge amounts of troops, which I very much appreciate, and thank you very much for giving me the ability to, you know, recruit these guys. It's Control S for rescued prisoners. Thank you for letting me know about that. Because I thought it was Control A for you know, take all, you know what I mean, for take all, but that's obviously I must have gotten mixed up with something else. Anyway. All these guys, I can't take them, unfortunately, but I'm pretty sure, I think they might go into the garrison. I think they might go into the garrison, but we're going to capture all the prisoners anyway, as you can see right there, and yeah, we're not going to be taking any of the loot, because it's absolutely all terrible, apparently. And yeah, so as you can see, we got these two right here, who have 1 castle each. I'm actually wondering whether I should give this to someone, or whether I should just defer appointment of a lord once again. I think I might just defer appointment of a lord, just so that we can do that. Let's plunder it and share the spoils. equally, because we do want to try to increase our relation with these two guys. I have no idea whether they're going to get along with anyone, to be honest. I really have no clue about that. Let's go into the tavern real fast as well. Ooh, an undivided knight? Are you serious? Can you actually recruit these guys? Oh. Do you have any idea who I am? I thought as much. Now remove yourself from here. Oh, are you Oh, he hit me on the way out and then he left. That's hilarious. Oh, that is so funny. All right. Yeah, anyway, healing potions. Healing potions. That's what we want. And we also want a potion of instability just in case. Just in case. You never know. Maybe it's going to be particularly useful. I don't know. Maybe it won't be. It very much depends. Okay, so let's just sell this. 2,600. That's not particularly bad. And, well, there's just Kislev muskets here and so on and so forth, which I don't really care about that much. All right. So, Kislev is a desolate place because it's been besieged by me for so long, and I have no idea whether they were even taking care of it beforehand anyway. But, you know, it doesn't really matter that much at the moment. Alright, so, yeah, we actually did level up in this one, so that's pretty cool. So, shall we try and get a little bit further in persuasion? Well, we can't, because my intelligence is only 16. This is also the main issue, the reason why I said, you know, it's going to be absolutely impossible for us to get anything meaningful in regards to persuasion itself. Because you think about this, right? Think about this. Every single level, we're going to get 1 attribute point. And I had, in the previous episode, I had 14 intelligence, right? So if you think about how many levels I'm going to need to be able to make persuasion viable. In other words, I'm going to need 30 intelligence to make it viable to be able to recruit any vassal that we want, right? So yeah, there's that. I mean, you know, you just got to think about it from, you know, an objective standpoint. But yeah, that's the whole point right here, because obviously you're going to need 30 intelligence to be able to get 10 in persuasion. That's how it works. I could get 7 in persuasion, maybe. Yeah, it's still going to take me a huge amount of time to get there, because I'm going to need 6 additional attribute points in intelligence to be able to do that. And yeah, I think it's probably more viable for me to get to 18 intelligence, which would allow me to get 6 in persuasion, which is still probably not enough for me to be able to recruit anyone, but we could try it. We could try it, but as you see right here, I have 1.5 million experience at the moment, and I need 1.72 million to be able to level up again, which is quite a lot. That's 223,000 experience for me to gain to be able to gain the next level. So. If you think about the average experience that each unit is going to give you when you kill it, and I get around 200 kills on average per siege, per siege, I guess, not really per battle, but per siege, I'll get around 200. So it's a couple of thousand, but that means that I would need to do at least 20 battles, maybe. It very much depends. Well, 20 sieges, shall we say, because the sieges are obviously where the most experience gain is to be had. So I guess I guess I will put another point in persuasion. It won't make any difference, because the thresholds, as far as I'm aware, are 4, and then I think either 6 or 8, and then 10, from what I can tell. But that could just be me. Maybe I don't know. You know, maybe I'm just, you know, pulling pulling things out of somewhere. Anyway, I am going to increase my inventory management as well. To be honest, I think that's probably pretty useful, because I wouldn't mind. I mean, look at it. Look at my inventory right now. It's absolutely stuffed full of all kinds of things like healing potions and food. And obviously, I do need to sell this Griffin armor as well. But you know, there's also that. Alright, so yeah, this is what everything's currently looking like right now. I obviously took these 3 castles off screen, and hilariously enough, Thrud took this. Thrud actually did take this, which was really, really nice of him. I thought that was super, super good. Yeah, as you can see, the various rescue prisoners have been placed in the garrison here, so I'm pretty happy with that too. That means that I didn't actually have to, you know, take them myself, which is great. And it's highly unlikely that they're going to be besieging that, right? Right, it's highly unlikely. Anyway, I'm going to try and see whether I can interact with a Chaos Vassal. They were actually besieging Stromstad, but apparently they stopped doing that for some reason. I don't know why, but apparently they did. So yeah, I'm going to try and see if I can find a Chaos Vassal. Ah, hello there. Okay, we got a couple here. That's a Nurgle guy. I'm actually surprised that they're running from me so dramatically right here. Okay, so this guy's got 3 relation. There is no way he will want to do anything with us. Let's see. Wait, it doesn't even say about persuasion. No, it doesn't even say about persuasion on this guy's assessment, so that's a bit strange. Usually it would, but maybe that just means that there is no chance for me to get that guy because his relation is so low. That might be it. Whoa, never mind. Okay, yeah, she does not like us one bit. Alright, yep, that's never gonna happen. Not in a million years. Minus 97. I'll show myself out then. And let me see, is there actually anything else I can do? I mean, yeah, Valkyria would be amazing if we can actually find her. Oh, there she is. That's amazing. Okay, very good. Oh, are you serious that you went in there, you absolute imbecile? I don't want to fight you, I just want to speak to you. Yeah, well, that's a bit of a problem. Why are these guys deteriorating in relation? That's kind of weird. Prague is being besieged. Well, okay, fine. I guess I won't be speaking to any Chaos Vassals now. It would have been nice if I could have done that, but... Oh, hello. That's a very large fight indeed, isn't it? Yes. Well, as we've learned, it's probably a good idea for... Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. So we're being besieged from both sides right now, which is not exactly great. Okay, so yeah, anyway, as I've learned, and as I've told you about before, it's actually a really good idea to sometimes just leave the fief. Just leave the fief where it is, and just let them do whatever they want to do, and you yourself go and do something else. Because sometimes going into a siege defense that you know is going to be extremely bloody and brutal is not a good idea, because in that case, you're going to suffer dramatic amounts of casualties. You're more than likely going to have a very long, drawn-out battle, and that's sometimes just not very good, you know? That's just sometimes not very good, because otherwise you could do this instead, you know? You could go in to a castle, a town, whatever, and then you could potentially take their last remaining fief without being disturbed super, super nicely. Oh, this is the same layout as that other one. Oh, okay. That's quite funny. Wait a minute, where are the... Oh no, where are the ice witches? I need to find it. I need to find the ice witch immediately. Where is it though? That's the question. It might be up there, wouldn't it? What do you think it's up there? Oh, my guys are actually going to start charging in now, which I am not a big fan of. I didn't really want them to do that. Wait a minute, can I tell them to actually hold position back there? By clicking on the map? I think they are actually going to do that, but I have no idea where they're going to stand. That's the only problem with clicking on the map. Usually that's the reason why I never use it, even though you can do it that way, and I think it's a very cool functionality that that's possible. But yeah, I also find it very funny that these archers are literally blocking, or shall we say parrying, a Herald of Khorne's melee attack. That has to be one of the most unbelievable things that I have seen in recent times. It's actually quite funny because it's kind of like a similar thing to when you're playing Bannerlord, and you have a massive weapon in your hand, and you're running around with a huge two-handed sword or a sledgehammer or an axe or something like that, and you go up to a guy and he's just a farmer or a peasant or something like that, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna absolutely murder this fellow, and then he just goes parry, you know, because obviously the combat AI in Bannerlord did get that revamp, and well, now they're super good at blocking and all that stuff. and farmers and so on and so forth can block even the most, even the most powerful character, which is always very funny to me. Okay, so unfortunately I couldn't find the Ice Witch, so I'm going to assume that it is somewhere else. It's not up where all the archers are. Well, I guess that's fine, isn't it? I guess that's okay, because then it just means that we're going to have to search a little bit harder. I think she's maybe on the other side here? I don't see her, though. Oh, no, she's up there. Oh, of course. Should have known, eh? Should have known. Alright, there we go. Dealt with the Ice Witch. No longer have to worry about her. And I'm very much hoping that they just don't have another one. I don't know, but as far as I'm aware, I'm not seeing them cast anything, so I think we should be good now. And basically now I'm wondering whether I should just charge my forces in. I don't know, because that's the thing. That's one of those things you just got to think about. Is this going to be value to me? Am I going to get value out of charging my forces at this point? Probably not. You know? Probably not, all things considered. I'm probably going to see a case of them literally just running up the ladder, getting themselves killed, because, I mean, you know, there's so many Griffin Legionnaires here, it's very annoying. So that's obviously an issue. But apart from that, actually, you know what? You know what? Maybe once we enter Rage, I'll just let them charge in. These guys, once again, blocking a Herald of Khorne with a hand axe. Yes, with a hand axe. Yeah, you know what I feel like I need? I feel like I need the Grudge Hammer. Which is actually quite funny, because the Grudge Hammer is, as far as I'm aware, a dwarven weapon. It's a legendary weapon, of course. But I believe it is meant to be used by dwarves. But I feel like that's probably the weapon that would do the most damage with our current setup here, because it is a hammer that has the ability to crush through blocks. And while it is a blunt weapon actually, so maybe that's not even good, because the Blood Frenzy wouldn't even trigger then, right? Yeah, that's probably, yeah, wait, maybe that's not even gonna work. Never mind. And I don't think that's even gonna work. So I'll just show myself out then, because we've already experienced what it's like to have a blunt weapon as a Mark of Khorne initiate. So it's probably not the best idea. No, probably not the best idea, but you know, I'm trying to think of things that we can do to optimize our experience here, because the one thing that we could do is get a weapon that crushes through blocks. Someone actually did suggest this, and I thought to myself, yeah, that actually makes a whole deal of sense, massive amounts of sense in actual fact. However, I was trying to rack my brain and try to figure out whether there was actually a weapon that would do something like that. And the only one that I've seen at the Legendary Merchants was the Grudge Hammer, and obviously, as I just said, it is a blunt weapon, and, well, you know, I'm not sure whether that can even be, you know, I don't think that really can be used that effectively for me, so that's the problem, because we're not going to be spilling any blood, you know, we're not going to be doing anything like that, even though we don't really need to participate in the Trials of Khorne any further, but, you know, it's still a thing that would be nice to adhere to, at least. You know, I'd like to see how many pints of blood we've spilled, you know, towards the end of the series, whenever that happens. You know what I mean? I think that would be pretty cool. Anyway, I'm just going to continue killing them here. Wait a minute. Where are my forces? They are actually fighting here, but they're just not making any headway whatsoever, as you might expect. That's just how it goes, you know? That's exactly the reason why Kislev are, in my opinion, some of the... I think they're probably actually... maybe even one of the strongest factions in the game. If you let their Ice Witches do their thing, I think it actually has the... I think Kislev could probably beat a lot of different other factions. I'm not entirely sure who they couldn't beat at this moment in time. I'm trying to think right now, because I obviously haven't really fought the Dark Elves, haven't really fought the Tomb Kings, haven't fought High Elves. I haven't really fought Chaos Dwarves, even though we kind of know what they're all about. You know, we know that they're very good when it comes to their Fire Glaives and various other Annihilator units and so on and so forth. They're really good at that. And they do have magic available as well to them. So that's obviously pretty fantastic. However, I'm still unsure who could beat the Kislev at this point. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe someone with a large amount of direct damage spells. But the problem with that is I don't know whether ward save actually works on spells. Does it? Does ward save actually work on spells? That would be a thing that maybe would be good to know. I think it might. No, I don't. Actually, you know what? Maybe it doesn't. Because we got magic resistance. Magic resistance is a different stat to ward save. So that's actually kind of an interesting question right there. Because if ward save does work against spells, then we should be absolutely fine. It shouldn't be a problem at all. But the whole point that I'm trying to make here is, would Kislev lose against, like, for example, the vampire counts? Because the vampire counts have amazing amounts of spells that actually deal direct damage, and they can, of course, raise dead, and they can summon skeletons, and they can summon all kinds of crazy cool things. And I'm just wondering whether Kislev would lose against that. Maybe they would eventually, but then you've got to think about the fact that these Ice Maidens and the we've got one person still alive here. Where is he? Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to try and find this guy. Oh, this is gonna be annoying, isn't it? Okay, yeah. Anyway, I'm just trying to think, because if you think about the fact that the Ice Maidens are gonna be they're gonna be in the battle, right? They're gonna be in the battle. Oh, there he is. Oh no. Are you serious right now? Give me a bow. I'm gonna kill him myself. Give me. Can I use a bow actually? Can I even use a bow? Is that even allowed for me right now? Wait a minute. Oh, it doesn't seem like I can actually even pick these up. I can't even pick the guns up. That's hilarious. Alright, so there you go. There's the victory. We did end up losing 61 troops, as you might expect. You know, we are literally always losing massive amounts of troops here. But that's, again, that's just the price of capturing things. That's the reason why I have just been attempting to try and recruit as many people as possible. The reason why I'm trading for Chaos Zealots so often. Anyway, I'm going to give this to Luster here, but just because, you know, he needs another castle to take care of, I suppose. I don't know. Maybe it's going to be relatively good for him. And now, here's the thing. Obviously, Kislev, they're going to be successful in taking Prague. That's pretty obvious. However, I will then be successful in taking it back, because they're not going to have a very large garrison there. It's going to be pretty simple for us to do that. And then Kislev will be completely and utterly eliminated once and for all. So to continue my, you know, I'm just going to continue for like another minute or so about this whole thing, because if Kislev has an Ice Maiden or an Ice Witch available in a siege, they will literally just cast Ward Save over and over again, so that their Griffin Legionnaires and their Kreml Guards are extremely difficult to kill. And then they will also be casting the Frost Bears. And the Frost Bears are insane, especially considering the Ice Witches spam cast them if they can. They will spam cast them as much as possible. If there are 3 Ice Witches, you can imagine how many bears they can get. We've seen that firsthand, how incredible that is. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.